So the first step for this is to take these 4 bolts, take them off, and once they are off, this will of course come right out. There it is. Now let's go for the next step. So taking this hood off, this is a motorcycle shock spring adjuster. It's simply a thick piece of metal that once I lifted this, I was able to jam this in, turn this way, and basically pry it. And the reason for that is that inside here you have this little tab that goes in this hole. So you have to get the tab lifted, and then right after it's lifted, so then you have these tabs that they go in there this way. That's how they lock. So you have to push the hood back for this tab to release from the hole. So basically you lift this way. Right after you lift, you push it back that way, and by that time it all comes loose as soon as they all detach. So that is the hood. And now we're going to focus on the radiator. I melted that portion of the plastic with the scrap metal pipe. I used a blowtorch to do that instead of taking those 4 and all those bolts out in the front fender and all the rivets. When you take them, some of them always break, so you have to replace them. There's also bolts in the back that you do that too. So I didn't want to take this whole thing apart every time I need to flush the radiator. So I melted that little piece of plastic with that metal pipe. It's a thick pipe. I used the blowtorch for probably about 1 minute, something like that. It works. It's not ideal, but you will see the value of it in a minute. And yeah, it's probably not the best practice, but you know, look, it aligns perfect, and it is very easy to maintain, to flush the coolant, and that's the point here. With a regular socket number 8. So it's like I said, it's a little unorthodox, the approach, but do I want to take all this apart every time I flush the radiator? Nope. I want my life to be a little easier. However, I understand there will be some criticism with this approach, that I am damaging the machine, and in reality I really am, but making my life easier so I don't have to take this whole thing apart anymore, and go with the number 8, and that will be a lot of coolant spilling out, because this is the water pump. And there's your water pump. Delicious. Yeah, you could say that. So there it is. A little bit of a mess there. But I've noticed that some people, they come here and they also loosen this hose on the bottom of the radiator I didn't see the value in that since everything is by gravity going down to here anyway. So we're just about done now. A little messy. All right. It finished draining it all out. Now we still have a little bit of a remnants of that coolant. So what are we doing next?
We're going to flush it with a gallon of distilled water.
Okay, we're just flushing through. Make sure everything gets out. You can see that there's still quite a bit of that green coming out, but it's now turned clear, which is good. Might as well keep going and get that whole gallon through. And there it is. Okay, so we're putting our bolt back.
So we have this antifreeze anti-gel coolant from Polaris that they use for CFMOTO machines. We're going to put in here. I think that's it.
That was it. So let's start the machine to get bubbles out.
Yeah. I'm gonna put this back on there.
Nope. Add some more. Okay, after running for a minute, we got all the bubbles out, added some more to compensate for the bubbles, and now we're just going to use a little paper towel to get this
little lower down.
Lower it down a bit.
Should be good.
And there we are. That's the level.
Now we're going to replace the air filter. There is a little lever back here. You will pull it and the seat will come up. You will pull back and up and the seat will come off. Now from here, your air box will be right here. Then there will be a couple of machine screws holding it on, which we will take off. Now we're going to loosen the machine screws holding the rest of the air box on. Pliers. Now from here, we want to take off this machine screw on this clamp that is holding our air filter. Okay, after loosening this clamp right here inside the air box itself, you will then take this clamp here that is right outside the air box and you will loosen it. And then from there, your air filter is out. Now this is what your air filter should look like. This doesn't look like this. Now from here you will need to transfer the clamp and then this little hose here onto the new air filter. So don't throw it away just yet. After a bit of persuasion, this tube came out of the old air filter. These lines used to go in between these. So this would be in between the two lines, in between like that. And then we'd have the clamp. Then we're gonna put this on the new air filter where these two lines will be inside the air filter and all you'll see is this. This is what it looks like with the tube back on. And now we are going to proceed to clean the air box, which as you can tell, the way it is, they'll get the air filter all dirty again. So as you know, you have to spray your foam on your air filter with this air filter oil that helps prevent the super small dust particles from getting inside the air filter and just inside the engine in general because it probably won't filter it. So here, your foam just kind of slides off your brand new air filter. After that, you just hold with one hand. Not that way. That should be pretty good. Your whole air filter should look pretty blue. Like here I missed a couple spots. It should be a blue or whatever color your spray stuff here is. Mine is blue, so you want your whole air filter to be covered in this stuff. Can't miss any spots. Otherwise, that will be another spot that dust can get through. Okay, now that we have put the air filter inside of the air filter box and hooked it up to the linkage, now we will stick the lid of the air filter that has been freshly cleaned back on the air box. We will do this by, we'll stick that in there. And there's a couple rubber gaskets, got to make sure it's popped on. And these little buddies just go here. That. Yeah. And they just snap on. And then from there you will get your machine screws and your screwdriver to stick them back in the hole. Okay, and then this hole on the left will be a little harder to get to than the one on the right because it has more wires. So that one you may want to use pliers for. And then we'll just repeat the process. That's how it's done.